I'm 76 years old, and I woke up this morning on the couch for the 5th night in a row. Not because I fell asleep watching television. Not because the couch is more comfortable, because going to bed, the actual act of going to my bedroom and getting into bed and going through my nighttime routine, has become something I can't face anymore. Last night I sat in my chair until almost midnight, exhausted, eyes burning, knowing I should go to bed, and I just couldn't make myself do it. So I pulled the throw blanket over me and closed my eyes right there. And when I woke up this morning, stiff and cold and disoriented, I realized this wasn't about being tired. This was about me giving up on basic routines that used to be automatic. It started maybe 3 months ago. Small changes I barely noticed at first. I'd skip brushing my teeth at night because going to the bathroom felt like too much effort. I'd sleep in my clothes instead of changing into pajamas because getting undressed and redressed was exhausting. I'd leave the television on all night because the silence of my bedroom felt too empty to final. Little shortcuts, little compromises. Nothing that seemed important. But then the shortcuts became habits, and the habits became my new normal. I stopped going to bed at a reasonable hour because the whole bedtime routine, the getting up from my chair, the walking to the bedroom, the bathroom tasks, the getting into bed, all of it felt overwhelming. So I'd stay in my chair longer and longer, dozing off there, waking up when my neck hurt or my back ached, and still not moving to the bedroom. Just pulling a blanket over myself and calling that good enough. I live alone. I've lived alone for 7 years since my wife passed. And living alone after 75 means there's no one there to notice when your routines fall apart. No one to say it's time for bed. No one to help you through the evening tasks when you're too tired to face them. No one to see you sleeping in your chair night after night, slowly losing the structure that used to hold your days together. Have you noticed this happening? Routines you've had for decades just quietly disappearing because maintaining them feels too hard. The bedroom started to feel like a place I visited instead of where I lived. I'd go in there once or twice a week to get clean clothes. I'd see the bed unmade from the last time I actually slept in it. I'd see the dust accumulating, the stale smell from lack of air circulation, and I'd feel this wave of something, not quite shame, but close to it. This sense that I was failing at something basic, that I'd let things slide too far, but not far enough to actually do anything about it. My morning routine disappeared too. I used to shower every morning, shave, get dressed properly, make coffee and breakfast, and start the day like a functional person. But when you don't go to bed properly, you don't wake up properly either. You wake up wherever you fell asleep, already dressed in yesterday's clothes, already behind, already defeated. So I stopped showering daily, started wearing the same clothes multiple days, started skipping breakfast because making it required energy I didn't have after sleeping poorly in a chair. When was the last time you had a real bedtime? When was the last time you went through your normal nighttime routine without skipping steps or cutting corners? I started looking terrible. I could see it in the mirror when I bothered to look, which wasn't often. Unshaven, unwashed, wearing wrinkled clothes I'd slept in, hair uncombed, eyes tired and red. I looked like someone who'd given up, someone who wasn't taking care of himself. Someone for whom elderly living alone had become elderly, barely surviving alone. My son noticed when he video called me. I could see his face change when the camera connected. See him taking in my appearance. The chair behind me with the blanket bunched up, the general disorder. He asked if everything was okay and I lied. Said I was fine, just relaxing. But he kept looking at me with this worried expression. And I knew he could see through it. Could see that something was very wrong. The truth was, I didn't know how to explain it. How do you tell someone that going to bed has become impossible? That the basic structure of day and night has collapsed? That you're sleeping in your chair because getting to your bedroom feels like climbing a mountain? It sounded absurd even in my own head. Made me sound incompetent. Made me sound like I was losing independence in the most pathetic way possible. But I was losing independence, just not in the dramatic ways people expect. No falls, no accidents, no crisis, just a slow erosion of basic self-care. Just routines dissolving until I was living like someone who'd stopped trying. Someone for whom aging and independence had become aging and defeat. Do you know what it's like to look at your own bedroom and feel too exhausted to walk there? To choose sleeping in a chair over the effort of going to bed? 2 weeks ago, I woke up at 3 in the morning in my chair, freezing cold, my back in agony, my neck so stiff I could barely turn my head. And I sat there in the dark, crying quietly, thinking about what my life had become. Thinking about that nursing home fear that lives in the back of every older person's mind. Thinking that maybe I was already living like someone in a nursing home, just doing it alone in my own house. No routine, no structure, no proper sleep. Just existing from one uncomfortable nap to the next. I finally called my daughter the next day. Told her I needed help. That I'd been sleeping in my chair. That I couldn't seem to make myself go to bed anymore. That my routines had fallen apart and I didn't know how to put them back together. And she didn't judge me. She just said she'd be right over. She came that afternoon and we talked for hours. About when this started. About what made bedtime so difficult. About what had changed. And as we talked, I realized it wasn't really about the physical effort, though that was part of it. It was about the loneliness. The silence of that bedroom where I used to sleep beside my wife. The emptiness of going through nighttime routines alone. The way getting into bed felt like admitting another day was over and I'd spent it alone and tomorrow would be the same. She helped me understand that structure matters. That routines aren't just habits, they're scaffolding that holds your life up. And when you let them collapse, everything else starts collapsing too. Sleep quality, hygiene, self-respect, the ability to function during the day. Everything connected to everything else. We made a plan together. Small steps to rebuild what I'd lost. She bought me a clock with an alarm to signal bedtime. We made the bedroom more inviting, opened windows, changed sheets, added a reading lamp. She programmed the TV to turn off at 10. Got me a radio for the bedroom so it wouldn't be silent. Made a checklist for my nighttime routine so I didn't have to remember, just follow steps. And she arranged for someone to call me every evening at 9:30. Just a quick check-in. Someone to talk to for a few minutes before bed. Someone to make the transition from day to night feel less lonely, less final. It's been 2 weeks now. I'm sleeping in my bed most nights. Not every night. Some nights I'm still too tired or too defeated and I stay in the chair. But most nights I make myself get up, walk to the bedroom, go through the routine, get into bed properly, and I sleep better. Wake up feeling more human. Have the energy to shower and dress and face the day. I'm learning that losing independence often looks like this. Not dramatic, not sudden, just routines quietly disappearing. Structure slowly collapsing. Until you're living in a way that isn't really living at all. And recognizing that, admitting it, asking for help to rebuild the basic framework of daily life, that's not weakness. That's survival. If your routines have fallen apart, if you're sleeping in chairs or skipping basic self-care or letting the structure of your days dissolve because maintaining it feels impossible, please hear what I'm saying. This is serious. This is how isolation deepens. This is how you lose yourself, one skipped routine at a time. This is how living alone stops being viable. There's still time to rebuild. There's still time to ask for help, to create new structures, to find ways to make basic routines manageable again. But there's not unlimited time. And waiting until you've completely lost all structure, all routine, all self-care, that's when other people step in and make decisions for you. That's when you really lose control. So please, look at your daily life honestly. What routines have you lost? What basic care have you stopped doing? When did you last go to bed properly, wake up properly, move through your day with intention instead of just surviving it? Because those losses matter. They're warning signs that you need support. If this resonated with you, if you saw yourself in this story, I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. Share this with someone who might be struggling with the same quiet collapse. Leave a comment telling me what routines you've lost, because I know I'm not alone in this. Hit the like button if you found this real and honest. We need to talk about these things. We need to stop pretending that independence means handling everything alone until you can't anymore. Real independence is building the support that lets you maintain the basics. And that's something I'm still learning, one proper bedtime at a time.